Hello, so this is for the subject investment and portfolio management. So itong i-discuss natin for this video, Complete Beginner's Guide to Technical Analysis. So this is from investagrams.com. Alright? So yung technical analysis na tinatawag, it is a term that we hear a lot in the stock market. But what does it actually mean and how can it help you with stock trading? Okay? So i-cover daw dito yung basics. We'll go over it. Technical analysis, the use of past market data to analyze stocks and make better trading decisions. Okay? Based on the idea that supply and demand will determine a stock's price more accurately than the company's intrinsic or true value. Okay? So, di ba yung mga companies, they have financial statements, they have assets, liabilities, equity, and then of course, they have their financial performance, yung kanilang revenue, expenses, tapos yung net profit or loss, okay? Those things, yun yung tinatawag na intrinsic or true value or company valuation ng isang business, okay? Pero sometimes, hindi lang kasi yun yung nagiging factor na nakaka-affect sa market price ng isang stock, okay? Sometimes, nandun din yung supply and demand, okay? Mas mataas yung demand, edi tataas ang price. Kapag masyadong marami yung supply ng sellers, edi probably bababa ang price. Okay? So those are just some of the scenarios that could affect the market price of a stock. Okay? Pero itong technical analysis, ayun nga, analyze yung past market data. Okay? Pwedeng yung, movement niya in the past, let's say, a few months, 3 months, or last year, ganyan. Okay? So, yung technical analysts, they look at the price movement over time. Okay? Price movement, isa yon. Secondly, yung trading volume. Gaano karaming stocks ang, nagpapalit ng kamay. Kumbaga, transaction volume. Ilang beses nagkaroon ng buy and sell transactions. Kasi doon mo malalaman kung very active ba yung market nung stocks na yon. Na kapag binili mo ba siya ngayon, is later on, gaano kadali para sa'yo na maibenta din siya. Okay? Kasi meron din namang mga stocks in the PSE, listed sa PSE, pero hindi masyadong gumagalaw. Okay? Ibig sabihin, walang masyadong seller, wala rin masyadong buyer. Okay? Kung meron man, iilan lang. So, in that sense, parang, hindi masyadong magandang bilhin kasi baka mamaya hindi mo siya maibenta later on. Alright? So, that's another consideration. So, tinitingnan nila din dito sa stock trading, especially yung mga day traders, yung trading volume, na dapat merong available buyers and sellers yung isang stock. Okay? Tapos, the third one is other historical market data. Okay? Especially yung kapag merong certain situations, kunwari, nagkaroon ng spike sa market price ng stock, kailangan mong itingnan, di ba? Kita mo yung chart, pataas ng pataas yung market price niya, pero kailangan mong alamin bakit kaya tumaas yung price niya during this period. Anong meron nung time na yon? Okay, so magre-research ka ngayon, anong articles during that date or during that period, baka mamaya meron silang, plans to open new branches or they have plans to merge with another company or kung ano man, okay? That could have affected that. Okay, hindi lang naman siya sa upward trend ng market price. Sometimes, yung mga downward trends, kailangan mo rin i-check. Ano kaya nangyari during that time? Bakit ito'y bumagsak ng paganyan? Okay? Para, alam mo na baka mamaya, ganyan na rin pala yung current situation. Hindi mo alam, pabagsak na rin pala yung price because, a similar situation is currently happening. Okay? So, may ganyan. Then they find trends and patterns which can be used to predict future price movements. Kaya you are trying to find similarities with the current situation and how the market price is going to react to that particular situation based on how it did in the past. Okay? It can seem complicated at first, yes, but many traders actually find it easier than its counterpart, yung fundamental analysis. Okay? It's less objective, it involves less research, and can be used even if you don't know a lot about the industry or the company. Okay? Pero in a way, itong technical analysis, medyo limited kasi siya. Alright? Kasi sometimes, although yes, it holds true yung mga patterns and trends, pero sometimes, there would be situations na very surprising, never happened before, like the pandemic, okay? So, ayun, mga ganyang scenarios din na siguro hindi talaga napaghandaan. March 2020, di ba, last year nung nag-start yung lockdown, biglang bagsak lahat halos, I think lahat naman talaga ng stocks na listed on PSE, biglang baba talaga yung kanilang mga stock prices. Okay? But then, siguro yung mga first 2 months after nung lockdown, there were some companies na tumaas na rin naman agad kasi they were able to adapt quickly to the situation, especially yung mga, necessary products natin, kagaya yung mga food manufacturers, saka yung mga may capability to deliver their products online or to sell their products online, ganyan. Sila yung mga nauna na maka-recover and mag-upward ulit yung prices nila. But for the others na, hindi sabay kasi they don't have, by the nature of their business or the industry, hindi nila kayang mag-cope or mag-innovate on how to deliver their service to the public. Hindi nila alam kung paano sila kikita during that time. Like, for example, hotels, tapos yung mga other restaurants, tapos, of course, airlines, di ba? Kasi limited yung, mga flights. Kasi nagkaroon din naman ng mga bans between countries to mitigate yung spread ng virus. Okay? So, ayun, may ganyan. 3 assumptions of technical analysis. So, very popular, especially for traders who like short-term investing. Okay? Kapag short-term kasi, yes, carry na yung i-watch mo lang or babantayan mo lang yung trend na kapag siya'y bumaba na, okay, ang tawag dito, grab mo na yung stock na yan, tapos kapag siya'y pataas na ulit, hanggang sa mabot niya yung peak, okay, sell mo na ulit para ma-realize mo na yung profit. Okay? Okay, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the term realized or unrealized. Ang ibig sabihin lang naman kung baga na-convert mo na yung gain mo into cash. Okay? And mangyayari lang yun kapag naibenta mo na yung stock. Okay? So, na-realize mo na yung gain. Kapag yung, kunwari, di ba sa portfolio mo, kita mo naman doon, kita mo, naka-green na siya, no? May increase in market price. Tapos, kita mo yung amount ng profit mo. Pero, hindi mo pa siya binibenta. Okay? Ang tawag doon, unrealized gain. Okay? Hindi mo pa siya nare-realize kasi ano pa siya sa portfolio mo, hindi mo pa na bebenta. May possibility pa na lumiit yan kung sakaling babagsak yung presyo, or may possibility din naman na lumaki pa yan kung patuloy na tataas yung market price. Okay? Pero until ibenta mo siya, unrealized gain ang tawag doon. Okay? Pag nabenta mo na, saka pa lang siya magiging realized gain or loss. Okay? Depende kung tumaas or bumaba. Alright? Eto na. It's important for you to understand it well before risking your hard-earned money. Before you go all in, here are 3 main assumptions in technical analysis that you should know. So, una, the market discounts everything. This is one of the strongest assumptions in technical analysis. We assume that all publicly available information is already priced in or reflected in the stock price. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin nito? Nagkakaroon pa lang ng usap-usapan na itong company na ito ay may bibilhin or mag-a-acquire ng panibagong business. Hindi pa nangyayari, hindi pa hindi pa tawag dito. Hindi pa na-finalize yung deal. Pero yung stock ng company, nagkakaroon agad ng, upward trend. Kasi, kumbaga, in anticipation of that acquisition of additional business, maraming, it kind of increases the demand for the stock. Kaya in a way, nadadrive na rin pataas yung market price. At kapag nangyari na-finalize na yung deal, halos wala ng movement yung market price. Kasi nga, ando na Kumbaga, na-anticipate na ng mga investors or ng mga traders. Okay? So, yun. Priced in na yung available na information. Okay? Tapos, kunwari, yung company historically, tawag dito, nagbabayad sila ng dividends tuwing, let's say, June. Okay? Tapos, ang record date nila ay May. Okay? So, before mag-May, meron na mga tao na bibili ng stocks in anticipation na magde-declare ng dividends itong company ng June, tapos of record ng May. Yung ibig sabihin ng of record, tawag dito, shareholders during that period, okay? Kung holder ka ng shares nila ng May, makakatanggap ka ng dividends na ibibigay nila ng June, okay? Kung hindi ka, kunwari, nagbigay sila ng dividends June, okay? Tapos saka ka palang bibili. Wala kang matatanggap na dividends kasi of record nila ay May, okay? So, sometimes before yung announcement ng dividends, especially kung historically, ganong month naman sila talaga nagde-declare ng dividends. So, yun. Before that period, nagkakaroon na ng, demand ulit for that particular stock. Okay? So, dumating yung June, wala na halos movement yung market price kasi ando na, naka-priced in na yung anticipation for the dividend. Okay? Our assumption is that when market players get information, they react to it by either buying or selling shares. So because of this, supply and demand will immediately adjust along with the stock's price. Okay? Information pa lang, hindi pa tunay na nangyayari, pero there's a high possibility na mangyayari siya. Nagre-react na agad ang ating mga traders or investors. Alright? Any news, disclosures, or announcements won't matter anymore because the market is always a step ahead. You can never have any new information that the market didn't already account for. Okay, so bago pa nga mangyari, na-take into consideration na. Alright? Second assumption, prices move in trends. This is especially true in, short-term investing. Pero long-term, hindi mo masabi kasi over the long term, maraming beses nang nag-peak, nag-low, nag-peak, nag-low yung market price, okay? Technical analysts believe that price movements are not random. They will always move in some general direction, whether upward, downward, or sideways, okay? For example, if a certain stock's price is increasing, then it is more likely that the price will continue to increase. If the price is going down, then it is more likely that the price will continue to go down. Okay? The trend can be short, medium, or long term, depending on what the company is trying to do or already doing. But prices always tend to move in one direction and are more likely to continue that trend rather than move randomly. Okay? Hindi, normally, kunwari, for 1 week, dire-diretso siyang pataas, or 1 month, dire-diretso siyang pataas. Bibihira yung, let's say, Monday pataas, Tuesday pababa, okay, tapos pababa ulit, pataas, okay. Normally, it doesn't work that way, okay. It's usually a period of time, so 1 week, 2 weeks, mga ganyan. Tapos, eto na. Third assumption, history repeats itself. Kasi nga, over time, it's always up, down, up, down, up, down lang naman, okay. People behave in a predictable way. Because of this, similar events and information are usually met with similar reactions. So, bad earnings, let's say nag-declare ng loss yung company, will make people want to sell. Benta na yan. Hindi naman profitable yung company, yung stock. Expansion plans will make people want to buy and so on. Yung company mag-acquire ng business or mag-merge or magtatayo ng panibagong branch somewhere, normally that would drive up the demand. Okay? Nagiging maganda. And since kapag mataas yung demand, edi tataas din yung price, di ba? So yan, this allows us to use past market data and chart patterns to predict future price movements and market behavior. So yung basic concepts in technical analysis, ayan, magbabasa na tayo ng chart. Now that you know a bit more about technical analysis and the assumptions behind it, let's go over some of the basic concepts. Each of these concepts can be a full article on its own, but for now, we just run through the most important facts to get you started. Ayan. Meron tayong tinatawag na support and resistance. Support level yung, nasa below. Tinatawag siyang support level kasi it is at that level na hanggang dun lang yung ibababa normally ng stock, okay? For that particular period, okay? Kung mapansin nyo dito, currently, ito yung support level niya. Kasi yung lowest peak niya at that time dito, tapos yung current niya hanggang dito. Although, yung previous periods niya, mas bumaba pa siya, di ba? Pero currently, ito yung support level niya. Alright? Two of the most basic concepts in technical analysis, you can use them to make trading decisions. but they also form the foundation of more complex strategies and trading systems. Okay? Since yung ating competition is short-term lang naman, 47 days, so you can probably make use of support and resistance. Okay? Normally, dito sa support level, kapag yung isang stock ay, eto na, naabot na niya yung support level, this is the point where you buy the stocks. Okay? Bibili ka ng stocks dito. Tapos, iintayin mo siya na tumaas, hanggang ma-achieve naman niya yung resistance level. Pag na-achieve na niya yung resistance level, diyan ka na mag-sell. Ibenta mo na yung stocks mo, kasi pag na-reach na niya yung peak na yan, pababa na ulit ang kasunod niya. Kasi nga, history repeats itself naman. After nung upward trend, bababa ulit yan. Okay? After bumaba, tataas ulit yan. Okay? So, again, yung support, stock has had difficulty falling below. Hanggang dyan lang siya. Hindi na siya bababa dyan. This is the point where the market considers the price to be cheap. Okay? Kasi nga, di ba, buy low, sell high. So, since ito na yung lowest point niya, supposedly, support level, so dito ka bibili. Kapag andito na yung market price, bili ka na. Okay? Demand becomes so strong that it stops the price from going any lower. Kasi yun nga, meron din yung tawag dito. Since karamihan ng tao gamit lang naman nila is itong support and resistance level, normally kapag andito yung price level niya, tumataas yung demand kasi marami nga ang gustong bumili nung market, nung stock at this point, okay? So, after noon, pag na-reach na kasi niyan, tataas yung demand, di ba? Pag tumaas yung demand, tataas na yung price. So, magsisimula na ulit siyang umakyat dyan. Okay? That's one reason din, kung bakit. After this support level, tataas talaga yung market price. Okay? Pero yun nga lang, baka merong ibang traders na bababa pa yan ng konti or mas bababa pa, so mag-iintay pa. So, kapag yung iba nag-intay, baka nga bababa pa yan ng konti, tapos saka pa lang ulit mag-start na tumaas. Okay? Pero kapag ito naman kasi ginamit mo, tapos short-term investing lang, huwag ka masyadong kabahan kapag nakabili ka na agad dito sa level na to, tapos bigla pa lang bababa pa siya ng konti, huwag ka masyadong kabahan. Konti na lang tataas na ulit yun. Right? Tapos, ito na yung resistance level naman, opposite ng support. Ito yung price, kumbaga, siya na yung pinakang peak. Okay? Point where the stock price usually starts going down because there is too much supply and not enough demand. Okay? Kasi pag pataas yung price, di ba, yan yung mga investors na yun nga, nag-anticipate ng patuloy na pagtaas ng market price. And pagdating dito sa level na to, they want to sell already, okay? Pag nakita na nila, malapit na dun sa resistance level ulit, benta na natin, okay? So, in that sense, marami yung supply kasi marami ang gusto ng magbenta, okay? At kung marami na silang gusto magbenta, nagsisimula ng bumaba yung price niyan. Kasi, oversupply, kapag sobra marami ang supply, pababa ang price, okay? So, in a way, madali siyang intindihan, simpleng economics lang naman siya, alright? Pero again, this is true for short-term investing. Kapag long-term, not so much. Okay? Masyadong marami nang gustong magbenta, kaya bumababa yung presyo. Support and resistance levels are not always precise and they can be broken. Okay? Minsan, yun nga. Yung iba, wag muna natin ibenta, baka sakaling tumaas pa ng mas mataas. So, yun. There's a possibility na tataas pa nga naman. Support, yun nga. But it's a simple and proven concept that many find useful. The basic rule when trading using support and resistance is to buy on support and sell on resistance, or buy low, sell high. Second, trend analysis. There are always going to be ups and downs in the stock market and in every stock. But these ups and downs will eventually form a trend that moves in some general direction. So this is actually one of the key assumptions ng technical analysis, right? That we discussed above, yung merong trends and patterns. Okay? So yung uptrend, ayan, meron siyang pataas. Although makita mo, di ba, tumaas siya. May bumaba ng konti, saglit, tapos tumaas na naman, bumaba ulit ng konting saglit, tumaas, bumaba ulit ng konting saglit. But yung as a whole, uptrend pa rin siya. From this period to this period, pataas pa rin, technically. And then you have your downtrend, ayan, pababa. Although may points din na tumataas siya, but still, as a whole, pababa yung market price niya. So, downtrend. And then you have your sideways, so hindi mo it's not exactly going down, it's not exactly going up, pero almost, di ba, na may maintain niya yung at this point. So, in a way, sideways. Okay, yung trend niya. So, no clear pattern going up or downward. General movement over time is horizontal or flat, right? Similar to support and resistance, trends are not guaranteed to continue to hold. So, that's why they can be further classified into short, medium, and long-term trends. Trends can and do change, but unless something happens to change the market behavior, then the trend is likely to continue. Okay, so bibihira naman yung mga certain situations that could upset or disrupt the trends. General rule of thumb, buy stocks on an uptrend. Mas maganda kung dito pa lang sa low point, bibili ka na. Tapos intayin mo siyang tumaas. Tapos, yun, pag nandun na siya sa peak, benta mo na. Tapos ito pang isa, avoid stocks on a downtrend, okay? Pababa na nga yung stocks, bibili ka pa ba? Siyempre, hindi na, no? So, pag nakita mo yung trend pababa, di, huwag mo nang tingnan. Hanap ka na ng another stock, alright? So, number 3, concept ng technical analysis, volume. A lot of technical analysis involves looking at the stock price, but that's not the only important statistic in technical analysis. Another equally important, if not more important, number to look at is the trading volume. Ito yung trading volume. Gaano karami ang sellers and buyers, right? Number of shares tells you the number of shares that were bought and sold in a particular time frame, usually a day. You can see the volume shown as a graph at the bottom of the stock chart, right? So, ito yung market price, ito yung volume. Volume is important because it gives context to price movements. It tells you how strong or weak a trend or chart pattern is. Okay? For example, if the price of a downtrending stock starts going up, does it mean the trend changed to an uptrend? Price is downtrending, starts going up. Okay? So, yan, take a look at the volume and you'll find out. If the volume is low, then the trend will probably continue going down. Okay? Pag maliliit lang yung volume, number of transactions, baka magdadiretso pa siya na bumaba. Pero kung mataas na, if the trading volume is high, it means that there is a strong demand for the stock and the trend will likely change to an uptrend. Okay, so another thing na pwede nyo tingnan para masigurado nyo kung, di ba, itong resistance and support natin, bababa na ba or didiretso pa ng pagtaas. So, pwede mong tingnan yung trading volume sa baba. Okay. Ayan. Nasaan na tayo? Okay. Kung high volume, push mo na. Kung low volume, ingat muna. Okay, huwag padalos-dalos. Number 4, chart pattern. So there are many kinds of charts that traders can use to monitor the stock market, but the most popular is probably the candlestick chart. Okay? So yung makikita nyo dun sa, di ba dun sa competition, dun sa portfolio nyo, pag meron na kayo dun, or pag nag-search kayo ng company stock, click nyo yon, makikita nyo yung chart, di ba? So yung chart doon, normally ay candlestick yung default. So may makita ka kayong ganito, ito daw yung ibig sabihin. Kapag green, ibig sabihin, yung opening price niya, nandito sa baba, yung closing price niya, mas mataas. Okay? So, kumbaga, during the day, nag-increase yung market price niya. Okay? Ito yung opening, ito yung closing. Tapos, may makikita kayong, line dun sa may gitna nila. Ibig sabihin, ito yung highest price for the day. Okay? During the day, di ba, trading hours is 9 to 3:30 or something like that. I'm not sure kung ngayong pandemic, kasi last year nung nag-IPM class din kami, parang hanggang 1:00 or 1:30 lang yung trading hours. Okay? Pero before the pandemic, ang hanggang 3:30 siya ng hapon. Okay? So, during the day naman, nagpa-fluctuate yung price ng isang stock. So, meron siyang, highest price, lowest price, meron siyang opening price, meron siyang closing price. Opening price, yung at the start of the trading hours, 9 or 9:30. Ito yung kauna-unahan na trade price, okay? Tapos, at the end of the day, 3:30, kung pre-pandemic, yung trading hours. So, ito yung last price na trade yung stock. Okay? Tapos, ito yung highest price during the day. Let's say, alauna, biglang may nagbentahan or nagbili ng ganitong price. Tapos, yung lowest price for the day, and ito sa baba. Kasi lowest, highest. Ayan. Tapos, yung closing price mo, ditong araw na to, hindi ito necessarily magiging opening price nung kasunod na araw. Okay? Pwedeng ma-adjust. Okay? Kaya makikita nyo hindi pantay yung mga chart. Okay? So, kanwari, ito yung kasunod na araw. Ang opening price niya, ito, tapos bumaba siya. Natapos yung trading day, ito yung kanyang closing price. Okay? Pero during that day, ito yung highest price niya, tapos ito yung kanyang lowest price. Alright? So, ganun lang yung tag-interpret nitong candlestick na yan. Candle is green, ibig sabihin, yung closing price mas mataas sa opening price. Kapag red, pag red, mababa yung closing compared sa opening. Okay? The colors might change depending on the chart you're using, but one color will always show an increase in price over the day and another color will show a decrease in price. Okay? So, yeah. Once you understand how to read charts, then you can also start seeing patterns forming. Because technical analysis assumes that history repeats itself, so we can use patterns to predict future movements in the market. So, the examples. So, ayan. Head and shoulders daw. Oh. Ayan. So, you have your pinakang peak, tapos yung before and after niya. Ito, before and after. Yun yung nagsiserve as parang shoulders ng chart. Means that there are 3 peaks in your chart pattern. So, the middle peak is the highest. Siya yung head. Tapos, with 2 relatively equal lower peaks beside it. Yun yung shoulders. So, this pattern signals a trend reversal with the line connecting the 2 shoulders as the key support level to watch. Okay, if you see the price break below that level, expect a trend reversal or breakdown of the stock. An inverse head and shoulders may also signal that a downtrending stock is about to change to an upward trend. Okay, so kapag ganito daw yung pag nakita kang ganyan, normally yung kasunod nito ay pababa, downtrend na siya. Or kung baliktad naman, meron ka ditong head, tapos may shoulder ka dito, na dalawa. So, kapag gano'n naman, ang possibility, kasunod nitong shoulder na nandito, pataas, upward trend na. Kapag baliktad nitong head and shoulders. Okay? Tapos, meron tayong tinatawag na cup and handle. So, you have this deep dive, tapos nagtaas din naman ulit. Tapos, meron siyang mini dive and up. So, cup, you have your cup, and then you have your handle. Okay, this forms after an uptrend. So, may uptrend, tapos nag-form na siya. Biglang downtrend, tapos nag-uptrend din naman ulit. Ayan, followed by a smaller dip before continuing upward. So, after this, normally is pataas na ulit siya. This pattern signals that the stock is bullish or yung stock price na is pataas. If the pattern is completed, the price will likely resume its previous upward trend. Ayan, tumaas siya ng konti pa. Tapos, if the right side of the handle breaks above the peak formed between the cup and the handle, it confirms that the pattern is complete and that the uptrend will resume. Ayan, nagdiretso yung uptrend. Okay, but then, of course, after the uptrend, you'll have your downtrend ulit. Alright? Okay, meron tayong tinatawag double top or double bottom. Pag nasa taas, di syempre double top. Kung nasa baba yan dito, edi double bottom. Alright? Anong implication nito? This forms when a stock hits its existing support or resistance level. So, kapag double top, edi na-hit na niya yung resistance. Kapag nasa baba, double bottom. So, na-reach na niya yung kanyang support level. 2 times without breaking through. After the second peak or valley, watch out to see if the chart breaks the key support or resistance level. If it does, you will likely see it continue all the way up or down, forming a trend reversal. Okay? Pero kapag resistance, di ba, na breach na yung resistance, normally, pababa na ulit. Okay? Moving averages. So there are many types of moving averages used in technical analysis, but they all have one intention: to remove day-to-day price fluctuations and make chart analysis easier. Okay, so yung moving averages, ina-allow naman tayo to plot smoother lines that show trends and patterns more clearly. Pag tingnan mo kasi yung, chart, yung candlestick, medyo, di ba? Unlike yung clear line or straight lines, di ba? So, yung moving average, normally, yung average price ang ginagamit, tapos straight line ang gamit. Okay, one of the most popular types of moving averages is the simple moving average, SMA. So, ayan, to find the simple moving average, just get the sum of all the prices in a certain period and divide it by the number of prices you add up. Okay, so normal lang na average. Add up everything, divide it by the number of the items you added up. So the most common periods used in TA are the last 20, 50, 100, or 200 trading days. But you can really use any period you want, okay? Depending on kung anong gusto mong tingnan. You can use these moving averages to determine support and resistance levels and to identify trend reversals. A long-term moving average, like the 200-day moving average, is often used as a basis for the stock support or resistance. It shows the general trend that the stock has been moving in. Yung short-term moving average, kagaya ng 20-day, shows how the stock is performing currently. When compared to long-term moving average, it shows how the stock is performing compared to its past performance. Okay? So, ayan, 50-day moving average crosses above 200-day MA buy, tapos yung 50-day crosses below the 200 MA sell. Okay? So, magkaiba pa yung buy and sell niya. If the short-term SMA line rises above the long-term SMA line, wait, which one is the short-term? Yung 50-day malamang, tapos yung 200-day, long-term. You should buy stocks because it means the trend is going upward. Okay? Pag yung short-term, mas mataas kaysa sa long-term. Upward daw yung trend. If the short-term line falls below the long-term, so downward naman ang trend. And you have to sell your stocks already. So conclusion, as you practice trading, you will learn how to combine these concepts and turn them into practical and useful trading strategies. So ayun, hanggang dito lang yung kanilang complete beginner's guide to technical analysis. So, siguro after mong mabasa to, pwede nyo nang simulan yung inyong trading. Pwede na kayo mag-browse ng different companies. Siguro check nyo yung kanilang charts. Hanapin nyo ang support or resistance. Meron kasi mga stocks or companies na very clear. Makikita mo agad yung support level sa resistance level. Meron din naman na hindi masyadong makikita. Okay, yung tipong sideways yung kanilang movements. And then again, trade volume, merong mga companies na hindi masyadong, active, kukunti lang yung sellers and buyers. Tapos meron din namang stocks na very active, maraming buyers and sellers. Okay, so it's just a matter of finding which companies ang kaya mong i-analyze at kaya mong pagkatiwalaan yung support and resistance level. Okay, sa trade volume again. So ayun lang for this one. Thanks and bye.